Hi, Barbara. Tom's not here.
Oh, well, I just stopped by to see if you knew anything more about James. I don't know if you've heard, but there's a rumor that he's in Egypt.
Yes, I did, but wouldn't Hal know just about as much, if not more, than the DA?
Well, I thought that perhaps with Tom's sources in Washington, he'd know something a little more current.
Oh. Well, Marcia said that he would be back soon, so why don't you sit down and make yourself comfortable? You want some coffee?
No, thanks. Gonna have to get Tom a picture of Adam for his desk.
Right. So many things to do. Do you know that Mama's babysitting for Adam right now? It's the first time I've had a chance to get out of the house and see people and run some errands.
Must be strange for you being back here after all this time.
No, as a matter of fact, it feels very right. This is our home, Tom's and mine. We bought a new house. So we're really planning a nice, happy life here. And I'm hoping, God, that nothing gets in the way of that. Which is why I think maybe you and I should clear the air a bit.
How so?
You know what, Barbara? You and I have never been really bosom buddies about anything, and I really don't like feeling uncomfortable every time the two of us are left alone in a room together. So why don't we get a few things out in the open?
What did you say?
Yeah, I know. It was a shock to me, too, but Hank is definitely a faggot. He's been shacking up with some guy for 5 years, and you can bet they're a heck of a lot more than roommates. Hey, look, I didn't mean to drop this bombshell on you like this, but I just figured since you'd been spending a lot of time with him, you'd suspect. Because, you know, maybe he swings both ways. Maybe he likes guys in New York and girls in Oakdale, but I don't want to see you get mixed up in something like that.
For your information, I am not mixed up in anything. And I know that Hank is gay. And don't you call him a faggot.
It's just an expression.
It's an expression of contempt, and you are really contemptible.
Well, why are you so angry? I was looking out for you.
You are not. You're looking out for yourself as usual. What did you do? What did you do? Hire a private detective?
Well, makes sense to know who you're dealing with.
Oh, really? Oh, really? You know, well, fine. There's some things in my past that I really don't want to advertise. So I'll go upstairs right now and I'll type up a list to save you the time and trouble.
We're not
having me
talking about
investigated.
that.
What are we talking about then?
Well,
I'm going.
Wait, you can't go. Let's talk about this. I'm just looking out for you. Wait a minute, you cannot walk out of here like that.
I can't.
No, let me explain.
Hey, why don't you just back off?
Hey, I'm back 10 minutes here. I have two guys fighting over you. Welcome home.
Isabella. Sir Duncan, not only do you have Shannon in your bedchamber, you also have her likeness.
How did you get in here? You've no right.
I have every right, as you know.
Excuse me, I don't know what's going on here. Apparently you've come to see Duncan, Isabella, but he and I were in the middle of a very important conversation, so could you please just excuse us?
I'm sorry, Shannon. This will have to wait till later.
No, it won't. I am not going anywhere until I find out who this Lilith McKechnie is. Isabella, this is of no importance to you, but it is to me, so could you please just leave us alone?
Aye, it is of the utmost importance. To both of us.
Yes, it is indeed. You see, Shannon, I'm Lilith McKechnie, Duncan's wife.
As the World Turns. This portion brought to you today by April Fresh Downy, bursting with fluffy softness.
Shannon, I would have told you ages ago if it had been up to me, but as you know, Duncan loves his intrigue.
No, you're lying. She's lying.
No, that's the truth. I didn't want you to find out like this. I was about to tell you when Lilith walked in the room. You know, if you had some decency, you could leave us alone while I try to explain.
Well, no, I don't think your wife should leave at all, so that you can tell me lies. Is that why?
Shannon, I'm not...
Oh, you don't want her to know that you took a mistress, huh? Well, your mistress certainly didn't know that you took a wife.
Duncan, you certainly were abominable to have deceived Shannon like that.
You know, and all this time you were trying to convince me so hard that you weren't the marrying kind when all the time you were married. And for how long? On which mysterious disappearance did you take this wife, Will you tell me how long were you married?
12, almost 13 years.
What? Well, where were you?
Lilith was in Portugal.
Yes, Duncan had been locked away in an asylum.
It was a sanitarium. Why don't you tell her why you were there?
Oh, it's of no importance why.
It is of the utmost importance.
No, it doesn't change the fact that you committed bigamy when you married me.
Bigamy?
Oh, she doesn't know that little fact, does she? I think you owe your wife an explanation, Duncan. Oh, and in case he forgets this little part, I did manage to get a divorce from him 2 years ago in Las Vegas, and to the best of my knowledge, he hasn't gained another wife since then.
Shannon,
Don't you touch me! If you so much as come near me ever again, I swear I'll kill you. Oh, on the other hand, I think I'll leave that to your wife. She has much more reason to do away with you than I do. So be my guest, Lilith.
Shannon. Shannon! Just what do you find so bloody amusing?
Well, Duncan, as she says, if I did away with you, Shannon would probably be the primary witness for the defense. That is, if her good friend Tom Hughes would dare to prosecute me. Although, you know, I think it'd be very difficult for any jury to convict me, an innocent victim who'd been locked away in a sanitarium for the better part of her youth, fully recovered, to discover that her beloved husband had committed bigamy. Interesting situation, wouldn't you say?
Well, I can't wait to hear about the Carpenters. Not now, Meg.
Come out to the farm later. I was going to tell us all about the Carpenters over dinner.
Well, I'll talk to Tonio, and then I'll see.
Ivor, can't you give me 2 minutes,
No,
please?
no.
Can't we go somewhere?
No.
I don't see why you're getting so worked up over all this.
I know, that's part of the problem. It's just I'm beginning to realize how differently we see things and how little we have in common.
Aren't you forgetting all the important things we do have in common?
I know, that's what's so sad, is I was actually beginning to... I was looking forward to seeing you again.
Well, look, tell me what I can do to make things okay, please.
You can apologize to Hank. I didn't think you were man enough to do it. Hank, come on, let's go.
Ivor, you okay?
Oh, fine. I just let my feelings get in the way of common sense again. Are you going to come to the farm?
I'll try.
Lily?
I'll be there in a minute.
Okay.
Listen, Meg, if you see Pam, please tell her that I think Spence needs a little cheering up. I tried to earlier, but I don't know if I was too successful. Okay?
Okay.
Thanks. See you at the farm later.
Mm-hmm. So what's going on with you and my sister?
I don't know. Every time I think I'm getting somewhere, I wind up back in the doghouse. Well, what am I doing wrong?
Are you really serious about Ivor?
You bet. Honest.
Well, that's it. Honesty. It used to drive me nuts how she'd go on and on about honesty, but I guess now I'm finally beginning to realize you can't have a good relationship without it.
Well, yeah, but...
No buts. That's my advice. If you want to have a relationship with Ivor, you got to be honest about everything.
Everything, huh? It's a pretty tall order. Thanks anyway, Meg.
After all, we are going to spend a lot of time together. You are part of Tom's family, and I am Hal's partner.
Oh, so you are going back to work?
Yeah, at some point. Does that bother you?
Yes, it bothers me. Because you and my husband were once very involved. In fact, you and my husband were lovers up until last Christmas.
Oh, no. No. It was long before Christmas that I realized that I had unresolved feelings for Tom and that Hal was still very much in love with you.
Unresolved feelings. Strange. Strange because you left a note for Tom saying that you had unresolved feelings for Hal.
That was so that Tom wouldn't follow me because I couldn't risk him finding out about the baby, and then both of us would be trapped in a marriage that we weren't sure would work.
But now you're convinced that it will.
Yes.
And you had your feelings for Hal resolved before you left.
Yes, I did. And Hal was very sure of his feelings for you. There is no reason for you to feel threatened, Barbara.
I don't feel threatened.
Good. Good. I love Tom with all my heart and soul. I'm his wife. I'm Adam's mother. And I want to be Leanne's mother, too. And that's all I want.
Well, I hope you'll be very happy.
We will be. But there's something else you should know. Hal will always be a very dear, a very special friend of mine. You know, he's friends with Tom now, too, and I can't tell you how much that pleases me. I had always hoped that I would be a friend of Hal's wife, if possible.
Perhaps it will be.
Good.
And since we're clearing the air, I have a question for you. It's about your pregnancy. I wanted to know when you cried.
Well, two beautiful women in my office. How did I get so lucky? Hi, how are you? Am I interrupting anything?
No. I was just telling Barbara how much I love you.
I don't know. I don't care. I don't like it. Man, somebody is following Jessica around Alexandria, and we know Stenbeck is over there in Egypt.
No, we don't know that for sure.
Oh, man, look, you know, it's all McKechnie's fault. I'm gonna go give that guy a piece of my mind.
Yeah, you do that, and Jessica is gonna nail your hide to the wall when she gets back. Now, just ease up, okay? She's got her eyes open. She knows what she's doing.
You want to see me about something important, pal?
Mac. Actually, it's, kind of a confidential matter.
It's okay,
No, Roy, want you to hear this, too. Mac, I'm convinced that Stenbeck's got another contact planet here.
You don't think it's another copy?
No, I think that he wouldn't try to pull the same stunt twice, but somebody has access to information about Barbara, about Paul, Emily, and I think Duncan, too.
I think I'm beginning to see where this is headed.
Oh, come on, Mac, come on. I've been on this case from the beginning, and right now I have a very personal reason to want to see Stenbeck behind bars for good.
No. I'd like nothing better myself, but you've got a full caseload. I can't spare you.
I'm not asking for reassignment, Mac. I'll work on my own time, And I'll just report to you and to the DA, that's all.
Oh. Well, I guess if you don't mind running yourself ragged.
Oh, thank you, Mac. And you agree that the only people that I have to talk to about this are Roy, you, and Tom. You're the only ones that have to know.
And the commissioner.
The commissioner?
Come on, don't worry about it. Now, I'll sit on him this time.
Well, good luck. Good luck. You know, the thing that I'm really worried about is how I'm going to explain to Barbara about all the extra time that I've been spending down here.
Why don't you just tell her we're a little short-handed, and we'll that way until Margot gets back, all right?
Well, Roy, she has a way of getting the truth out of me. The important thing is that she never finds out that I was threatened.
You were what?
Yes, Mac, I was threatened. Either Stenbeck or his contact informed me that they would shorten my life considerably. Well, maybe if we can find out who Stenbeck contact is here, we can get him out into the open, and that way we've got him.
Makes sense. Any leads so far?
A couple of hunches.
A couple of hunches about what, partner?
I'm telling you, things are going from bad to worse around here. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be in business. Because Lucinda's even more suspicious of me now that I've told her who recommended me to Corinne Lawrence. That's why. And I just... Hold on. Somebody's at the door. I got to sign off. Look, if it's important to get in touch with me, leave the standard message on my machine, and I'll get back to you. I'll know who it is, okay? Right. Bye. Addie. Oh.
Darling! Oh, my goodness. What is all this about an emergency?
Boy, do I need you. Please.
Well, why don't you just tell me what trouble you've managed to get in since I saw you last?
Woman trouble.
So Iva's back, and you probably said something or did something to infuriate her, right?
I mean, she told you?
No, but sometimes, you know, you are very predictable.
Well, look, what am I going to do to sweep her off her feet? You got any ideas?
Wait a minute. Why don't you just tell me the whole story first, okay?
Well, we kind of got into this thing about this guy she sees from time to time, and it was...
Kirk, the whole story, please, from the beginning.
You're not going to like this. I had Elliot investigated.
You mean you hired a private detective to get something on him?
It was for Iva's own good, and it's a good thing I did, considering what he turned up.
It's amazing that Iva will ever speak to you
well,
again.
Thanks. That's a big help.
That is no way to win out over the competition.
It works for me in business.
Your relationship with Iva is not business.
Competition is competition.
You don't even know the difference, do you? You know, I am really worried about you. I mean, first you come up with that plan, that self-serving plan about Lily, and now this. You know, maybe it's too late. Maybe you are just never going to
Wait.
learn.
I don't need this defeatist attitude. I need ideas. I need help. Now, come on. Please, I'm counting on you. Just tell me what to do. I'll do it.
The only advice that I can give you is to go to this Mr. Elliot, tell him what you've done, and apologize.
You sure you and Iva aren't the same person? Why should I apologize to Elliot? He's the one who's leading the double life.
I have no idea what that means, and I don't want to know. Kirk, do you want Iva or not? Or do you just want to justify yourself? Or maybe what you really want is Iva's family farm, or Iva's daughter, or Lucinda's wonderful job at Waltz Enterprises. I mean, for God's sakes, Kirk, make up your mind.
I want them all.
Listen, Lily, I really appreciate you understanding what I told you about me and Angel.
Well, I feel a lot closer to you now.
It's nice to have somebody to talk to. Somebody who understands. I used to have that with Ellie. Now I've got you. You've got me.
Cal, give me the tone.
Sure.
You ever think to yourself, you don't know who you are or where you're going?
All my life.
Well, I thought I knew until Holden left. I don't know, he was kind of like, my anchor. Even though Holden was married to Emily and I was with Dusty, I always knew that he would be there for me if I needed him. And deep down inside, I really thought that we would find our way back to each other.
Maybe you will.
No. Holden's gone. You always said that he needed obstacles to overcome. Well, you know what? I liked the challenge, too. And now it's gone.
Lily, you'll find it again. And who knows, maybe Holden will come back to his senses. And until he does, if you need somebody, I'm here.
Billy!
Hey.
Mom?
Hi.
But you were bringing Iva with you.
Well, Iva got very upset about something that Kirk had done, so Hank took her for a walk.
Oh, Lord, those two are always at it. Is she okay?
Yeah, she's fine.
Holden called me from Paris.
Paris? I can't picture Holden in Paris. He didn't even know any French. What did he say? How did he sound? Does he sound like he's a good spirit?
My goodness, you're asking as many questions as he did.
Did he ask about me? Did he say when he was coming home?
We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment. Now, part 2 of As the World Turns.
Griffin. Griffin. Look, you're sure she wasn't on the flight? All right, when was the next flight in from Alexandria? Okay, thanks. Look, Jessica had a reservation on this flight from Alexandria. It was due at O'Hare at 6:30. She didn't make it.
This will be on the next one, Roy.
No, that was the last direct flight today. I think something's wrong.
Oh, maybe she's at a business meeting. When she's free, she'll call and explain.
No, not me. Maybe she'll call Duncan McKechnie, huh?
McKechnie. You know, he's got us all paranoid. I can't wait till we get our hands on him.
Hey, I promised the commissioner you wouldn't do anything crazy if I gave you this assignment. Don't make a liar out of me.
Right.
Anybody interested in the latest on that robbery at the art museum?
Well, I, for one, am fascinated about the robbery at the art museum, but I gotta go and see the DA, so you'll have to give it all to Roy. See you in the morning.
Look, if Tom hears anything from Jessica, have him call me, all right?
You got it.
Well, it's about that time. See you in the morning.
All right, Lieutenant. Boy, I sure can't clear a room. Why's Hal going to the DA?
What? Oh, same old stuff.
Is there something going on around here that I don't know about?
Something like what?
Like Margot's going to replace me?
No. Well, not for a long, long time. She's still busy playing Mama. Hey, stomach's growling. I think I'll get a candy bar down the vending machine. You want anything?
No, thanks.
All right.
Hi, it's Jerry. I've only got a second, but I needed to talk to you.
You know, this isn't a really great time for me to talk. Well, because I have a beautiful lady sitting here with me. Yeah. Okay, I'll call you in the morning, all right? Thanks for checking in. Right, bye.
Gosh, I hope that wasn't $1 million deal. Well, of course it wasn't, or you'd still be talking on the phone.
You know me too well.
Yes, I do. That's why it's pointless to give you any advice, because you never listen.
Wrong. I remember everything you've ever said to me.
Really, Kirk?
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember how many times I've said over and over, you can't have it all?
I said I remember. That doesn't mean I agree.
You know, if you insist on having it all, you will probably end up with nothing. Whereas if you would settle for a little less, you would probably get exactly what you want.
Have you been writing inspirational greeting cards lately?
You're afraid I'm right. That's why you're joking. Do you just know how possessive and devious and manipulative you are?
Wait a minute. Manipulative?
Why did you propose to Iva? You only proposed to her to keep her from going to Southampton to see Jared Carpenter. And luckily, Iva's smart enough to realize that you're not ready for that kind of commitment just yet.
Who says?
That kind of commitment takes time.
Oh, yeah? How long did it take us? About 2 weeks?
To become lovers, that is not a lifetime commitment. And you always knew that you could just walk away from it anytime you wanted. And that is exactly what you did.
I did not ask Iva to marry me so that she wouldn't go to Southampton. I asked her to save me from myself, and I told her that.
Oh, Kirk, you didn't.
Wait a minute. First you accused me of being devious. Now you're looking at me funny because I was honest.
Obviously, you know nothing about women.
Well, I sure don't know what you're talking about right now.
Romance. I am talking about romance. You don't court a woman by asking her to make you a better person, even if it's true.
Well, seemed to work with you.
I thought you wanted more from Iva than you did from me.
Well, assuming I'm capable of that, what should I do?
I have already told you. Why don't you just forget about running the world and everybody in it? Why don't you forget about these power games and intrigue and forget about hedging your bets all the time? For once in your life, just go for it. You know, it may be the last chance you'll get. And I just want to see you happy.
Yeah, I believe that. So what do you say we pick up where we left off? Take a steamer to a remote island in the South Pacific.
No, darling. Because you would never forgive me for taking you away from the woman that you really love.
Well, I wish I had more news for you on James.
Well, I'm not surprised. He's a genius at disappearing without a trace.
Tell you what, why don't you let me worry about James and you just concentrate on how beautiful your own life is, huh? Excuse me.
Hi. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to barge in.
Hey, is everything okay?
No, I just wanted some advice, but...
Excuse us just a minute. We're going to be in the other room.
Really gotta practice what I preach.
I beg your pardon?
Shannon. I understand while I was gone that she and Tom got very close. But I am just as sure of Tom's love as you should be of Hal's.
I am sure of Hal's.
Good.
But I've also learned from business never underestimate the competition.
I hope someday that you'll stop thinking of me as the competition.
Well, then maybe you won't mind clearing up something that's been puzzling me. Remember you came to visit me in Jennersville in March, just before you left?
I took Paul up there. That time.
Right. And I remember at that time thinking that you were acting rather strangely. In fact, Paul remarked on it, too. Had you just found out you were pregnant?
Hey,
So this is where all the beautiful mothers in Oakdale hang out, huh?
Hi.
What's the DA got that I haven't got? Never mind, don't answer that. It may be bad for my ego.
Look, I don't know whether Josh will be there or not, Tony. If you're that worried about it, why don't you just come on out to the farm and see for yourself? No. Look, I've really got to go. All right, I'll either see you at home tonight or at the farm. Bye.
Meg,
So,
have you seen Pam? She around?
she left about a half an hour ago.
For home?
No, she's probably going to stop by the stables first and talk to Spence. Not bad, huh?
What?
Look, jealousy and suspicion can really ruin a relationship.
Look, I trust Pam. It's just that she trusts everybody else, and I'm sure that Spence has more than friendship on his mind.
Yeah, but the important thing is, what does Pam have on her mind? You. I should know. She's my best friend. So just get over this jealousy thing. Let her know that you really trust her.
Okay, thanks for the prep talk.
Sure. I want to see my two favorite people happy.
You are a complete romantic. But hey, don't ever change.
Hey, I won't. Go find Pam, and if she's talking to Spence, just be cool.
Hi. I heard that maybe you could use a friend.
Who says, Lily?
Well, Lily told Meg, and then Meg told me.
Told you what?
You could use a friend.
Is that all that... I'm sorry. Lily promised not to say anything to you.
Well, she didn't say anything. I think she was hoping that you would, though. Or maybe she was wrong.
Well, it's real heavy-duty stuff.
You don't think I can take it?
I care what you think about me, that's all.
Well, good, because I like you, and that's not going to change.
It might.
Well, you told Lily, didn't you? Did it change things between you and her?
It didn't seem to. We'll see, though.
You must trust her a lot, otherwise you wouldn't have taken the chance.
Oh, she's already heard most of it from Dusty. Besides, I could take the risk with Lily. Not with you.
Spence, I promise you, the only risk you'd be taking would be that we would probably end up being closer than we already are. No, I mean that.
Okay, we'll see. Because of me, two people that I cared about are dead.
Lisa, please, I'm not in the mood for a bloody lecture. Just give the message to Shannon when you see her. Thank you.
Bigamy, was that it, Duncan? Is that why you had me locked away for so many years so you could get married without benefit of divorce?
I had no intention of marrying. Shannon and I met and eloped on the same night. It was a reckless act that I quickly regretted. The marriage was never consummated.
That's no excuse.
I'm not looking for excuses, Lilith. I've spent the last 12 years trying to make the best of a bad situation. I've made mistakes, and now I'm paying for them.
Do you know, I don't think I like being called a mistake.
Well, you have to admit that our brief union was a fiasco.
Well, why didn't you ask for a divorce?
Because Silvestri...
Because Silvestri what? You thought that... He said that I was going to kill myself of grief if you asked for a divorce? Nonsense. He wanted you to continue paying those enormous bills, Duncan. I'm hardly the self-destructive type.
I pray that's true. Lord knows I wish you no harm.
But what can I say to convince you?
You could grant me the divorce I've wanted for the last 12 years.
Very well. I'll ask Jessica Griffin to arrange it as soon as she gets back from Egypt.
Lilith, if I'd thought that you would even consider...
What? If you thought that I was sane and reasonable? Do you know, Duncan, when I first came here, I hoped that we might resurrect our marriage. And I think we might have had a chance, but I wasn't counting on someone like Shannon O'Hara.
Neither was I. I Just pray it's not too late.
Well, poor Duncan. We must try to make everything right, and we'll start with getting a divorce.
I'm so sorry that I've misjudged you.
Well, you should be. Now, go and find your Shannon and tell her everything.
Aye, if she'll listen. Come on, I'll take you to the mainland.
Duncan, if you don't mind, I think that I would really like to stay here and be by myself for a while.
Here?
Yes.
By yourself?
Yes, just to do some thinking. Well, you could send Tobias. He's always been very good in these situations.
Of course. I'm very grateful to you.
Duncan, please don't do this. It hurts too much. Roderick, Lilith, listen very carefully. I do not want Jessica Griffin to return here under any circumstances. Do you understand? Do I have to spell this out for you?
So what are you doing here?
Well, I thought I'd come by and see if Tom had found anything about James.
James. Seems like James is on everybody's mind today. You know what I think? I think that we should all have some fun. How about you and Tom joining us for dinner at the Mona Lisa?
Oh, wow, thanks. That does sound like fun. But unfortunately, I'm kind of pooped, and I got to go home and feed Adam, and I got to feed Leanne, and I have to cook for her, poor thing.
Sounds like a nice, quiet family evening at home, huh?
Quiet only if Adam cooperates.
Well, in about a year, maybe we can worry about the same kind of things, huh?
Are you here to see Tom about Jessica?
No, but actually, I better call Roy and see if he's heard anything. Excuse me.
Still haven't answered my question, Marco. Did you just find out you were pregnant?
Not that I think it's so important. Yes. I wonder what's wrong with Shannon.
Yeah, Roy, it's Hal. Have you heard anything new about Jessica?
I can't believe Duncan was hiding a wife all these years.
Well, for all I know, he has 6 more stashed away somewhere. God, talk about humiliation. And here I was being so nice to Isabella, and she turns out to be Lilith McKechnie. Well, they must have laughed themselves sick over that one.
Well, it explains why he wouldn't marry you.
Yeah, sure it does. Well, I went looking for answers, and I got them.
Maybe you should have let him explain.
Explain what? That I was the mistress to a married man? No, I figured that one out all by myself. God, I feel so used. I feel so dirty.
Shannon, you didn't know. You didn't know.
Oh, so that makes me stupid, too.
No, you're not any of those things either. Come on, why don't you just take a deep breath and come home and have some dinner, all right?
Shannon, I've been looking all over for you.
Oh, God. Oh, you can just keep on looking. Please, go find somebody else to deceive and exploit.
Shannon, if you'll just listen to...
Listen to what? To more lies? No, I'm sorry. I have enough to fill me for a lifetime.
She doesn't want to talk to you, McKechnie.
I need to talk to her.
Not here, not now.
I'm not leaving until I talk to her.
You're gonna leave or I'm gonna have you arrested for bigamy. I don't want to see you anywhere near Shannon. I'll have you put away where you can't hurt anybody. Now get the hell out of here.
You can't spend the rest of your life thinking of yourself as a killer.
My brother's dead. I saw the look in my mother's eyes when I got out of that hospital.
What you were probably seeing in her eyes was your own fear. You've got to go back and face her. You're her son.
I can never do that. She's dead. She died thinking of me as a killer.
It was an accident.
Well, there's more. You sure you want to hear it?
Yes, I'm sure.
After I got out of the institution, I bummed around for a while. I ended up in South Dakota. I tried to start over. I got a steady job. I found a decent place to live. there was a girl there.
No.
She was my friend. She was like you and Lily. And she's dead now, too. Because of me.
Spence. Spence. You can tell me.
Pam?
Hi. Spence! Spence! Oh.
I'm sorry. I guess I picked the wrong time to come in.
I can't explain what's going on right now.
You don't have to. The guy's obviously in pain. Hey. Go find him.
You mean it?
If I can be of any help, just let me know.
Thank you. I just have to go see if he's okay. I'll find you later, okay?
Just be careful.
How you doing?
Well, Holden called Emma from Paris.
Holden called? Mama, why didn't you tell me first off? How's he doing?
He's doing well. He's doing very well with his work, and he said he misses everyone.
I'm sure he does. When's he coming home?
He didn't say.
Well, I'm sure he'll be home for Christmas. By then, I'll be out to here. Mama?
Oh, look who's here.
I missed you.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh.
You look pretty. So, how was it seeing Jared?
It was wonderful.
What?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, he's not doing too well, though. I think after his wife died, I think he's just sort of given up.
Oh, I'm sure your being there made a big difference.
I hope so. I hope so. He wants to get well and come visit us out here.
He does?
Yeah, and his niece, Lenora, thought it was a good idea, so...
Well, I finally get to meet my grandfather.
I'd like to have a grandfather who was a millionaire. Iva, does that make you an heiress?
Money doesn't buy happiness, Caleb.
Iva, I was just kidding.
I'm sorry. I'm just not in the joking mood because his daughter, Elizabeth, almost accused me of being a gold digger.
Iva, you're not serious about that.
No.
Well, I'm sure she changed her mind by the time you left.
I'm not so sure. Not so sure. Well, you just have to give her a piece of your mind, just like you did Kirk. By the time you left, he looked like he'd been mauled by lions.
Nobody told me about that. What happened?
I don't want to talk about it. But Hank and I collected leaves on our walk, so I want to go get them. I left them on the porch.
Give me a hand. Look, I'm not crazy about Kirk, but you seem to like him, and I don't want to cause any problems between you two.
What makes you think that you have?
Come on, with that honesty. He's jealous, isn't he? Look, if it's going to help the situation at all, why don't you tell him the truth?
Thanks. But, he already knows.
Well, how did he find out? I mean, you wouldn't say anything without talking to me first.
Don't ask, really. Don't ask.
No, I'm asking him, what's going on?
He hired a private investigator. I'm really sorry.
No, not as sorry as he's going to be. Would you please give my apologies to your mother?
Don't start anything.
No, he
Please
started
don't
it.
start.
Now it's up to me to finish it.
Why should I be jealous? No. Regrets, yes. Regrets that I wasn't cured soon enough to save my marriage. Regrets that Duncan had to suffer so much, thinking that I wouldn't give him a divorce because I might do myself harm.
Dr. Silvestri was convinced of that. And I feared for you, too.
Poor, sweet Tobias. You had nothing to fear. Perhaps when I first came to the clinic, but that was another lifetime. No, I'm completely cured now. I want to begin with getting a divorce. Off with the old and on with the new. Dear, sweet Tobias, you were always so good to me. Would you mind getting me a boat now to take me back to the mainland?
Of course. But please remember, if I can help you, I'm here.
Dear, gentle Tobias.
I'll be right back.
A divorce. I will be Duncan McKechnie's widow first.
Teresa's on the phone.
But the guard at the dock will call a boat for you.
Wonderful. Would you mind walking me down the path? It's grown very dark.
Of course I will. But there's nothing to fear.
I can't believe that Duncan's been married all this time. Poor Shannon.
Yeah, I know. I asked her to come over for dinner. She said she wanted to be alone.
I don't blame her. You know what? Maybe it's all this talk about James, but I'm looking forward to trading in this house for a whole new set of memories.
Yeah, well, it won't be long.
Tom.
What?
I've been trying to figure out a way to tell you this.
I know you love me, right?
I do. Today, when you were talking to Shannon, Barbara asked me point blank when I found out I was pregnant. Tom, I think she's beginning to put the pieces together.
You know, you and Margot seem to be getting along great when I walked into Tom's office.
Well, we just decided to talk honestly about things. About last year.
Oh, Barbara, what's the point?
Point is, I just want to clear the air, that's all. I just want to clear the air so we can put it behind us.
You listen to me. You are my wife. You are my lover. You are my best friend. You are all the woman that I could ever want. You know, Margot knew that even before I did.
When? When did she actually realize that?
Well, it didn't happen all of a sudden. It was when we released each other from our commitment the day that you were convicted of James's murder, right before Christmas.
Right before Christmas.
Oh, no, it was long before Christmas that I realized that I had unresolved feelings for Tom and that Hal was very much in love with you.
What are you thinking?
Nothing. Thanks for being so honest.
You know, you are like a bad boy who knows what he should do, but is just too damn stubborn to do it.
All right, all right. You win. I'll go out to the Snyder farm. I'll eat humble pie for Elliot, but on one condition. You have to come out there with me so you can meet Iva.
That's a deal.
All right.
Just hope Iva's willing to take you back, because I would certainly like to get on with my own life. I'm going to go freshen up, and then we'll go, okay?
That was an underhanded, dirty trick you pulled.
Hey, don't simmer down.
Hey! Oh. Hey! Oh, my God. Are you all right? Are you all right?
Yeah.
What happened here? Iva?
Jewelry by Monet. Join us tomorrow for As the World Turns. This is CBS.